What makes Unity different from its predecessors?
Well, many things. First, we knew from the beginning that we wanted to do a next-gen game in 2010, so right after AC Brotherhood. And we also knew we wanted to do a co-op game, right? So we had to create a game where we knew we could support multiplayer cooperation together. So as such, we had to redo all of the major gameplay pillars as well. So we did the navigation, we did the fight, and the stealth. So the fight is much more punishing than before. It also has more depth. You can dodge, you can evade, you can roll, you cannot counter kill anymore. It's not a one button kill. And for the navigation, if you press B, you go down. If you press A, you go up. It's really at some point you get used to it, and it's really you making crazy stunts and crazy figures. And the same for the stealth. I mean, we have a crouch button, which is a stealth mode button, basically, that makes you go silently behind enemies and you can kill them now. So we wanted to redo all of the major gameplay pillars. And it's also about going back to the roots of the game, right? So we wanted to make sure that we would go back to what we thought was the best game, which is AC1. And what we thought was the most game that we wanted to remake again. And basically the thing is, yes, we wanted to go to the idea of this is your assassination target, and you want to kill him, and you have to find your way to kill him as well.
Okay. If you can talk about will the story that plays out in the present be continued? Will this have anything to do with Abstergo, and is the present even relevant for the set?
The present is extremely relevant. It's what gels the games together, right? It's what makes sense in the game. So yes, we still have Abstergo around. It's actually an Abstergo entertainment product. So you play it and you have to discover other people's memories. And as soon as you get Arno's memory, then you're hijacked by the assassin order, who are hackers behind their computers, and then they grant you the access to actually join the group. But yeah, it's pretty much that. It's really important. Yeah.
What was the most difficult aspect while creating a historical Paris?
The scope, the scale. So we had to change the way we make games. We had to create new tools. We had to envision new ways of creating the space. Many of the buildings are on 1-to-1 scale, so it's much bigger than before. So it's really about the size of the game and depth and the density of the city.
Okay, so you're responsible for the level design, am I right?
Yeah.
So were there any ideas you couldn't implement design and or gameplay wise?
Well, that's like mentioned. I mean, video game process is such a iterative process, so you tend to have an idea, then change and skip, then build upon it, then do something different. So it's hard to say what we wanted to do, we couldn't do. Basically, what I can say is that we are quite happy with the final product. I mean, we ended up having in-game lots of the things we wanted to do, specifically for the world. When you look at all the concept arts we created during the game, I mean, many of them are on the screen right now thanks to the efforts we put in. So it's really hard to say, over 4 years of development, what are the best ideas we wanted to have and we couldn't have. Yeah.
Okay, how do you ensure that there will be no boring empty areas in the open world?
Well, actually, you kind of need some room to breathe, right? You cannot make everything extremely dense and paced. It's like rhythm and tempo. If you do a movie where it's just action sequence after action sequence, you're gonna get bored of it, right? So you have to make sure you have contrast over the sequence. So the same goes for a space. I mean, you have to make sure that some spaces are empty, some spaces are filled up. The game is pretty dense, that being said. So you have, in terms of surface ratio of content per surface, it's really high. I think it's the highest we ever had, but we still need to have some room there. You still have some moments where you just turn around and look around and say, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. What does make Unity this demanding in terms of hardware?
Well, we started not knowing what next-gen was about. In 2010, next-gen, we have absolutely no clue what it would be. So we had good guess, we had estimations, we had brackets, and we ended up aiming at, it's funny enough, ending up aiming at a very high-end PC, which is about what we have right now on the consoles. Yeah.
Okay. So every mission has many sub-goals that can be achieved to give the player an advantage on the main mission. How many will there be in each mission, and how will you ensure that the player is aware of these sub-goals? If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just linear on the way to the main goal, or so you just go somewhere and then Arno says, "Hey, look over there"? Or
it's really organic. I mean, the more you advance in the game, the more options you have, and the less we tell them that you have them. So basically, it's really up to you to understand what you have to do. But it's at some point, there is also a systemic part to it where you actually understand that. Okay, maybe if I tell those guys, they will lead me somewhere. If I wait here for some time, I will see people coming here. If I kill some guys, I will find map, plans, information. So you kind of understand how it works. But just at the beginning of the game, in the first missions, we really take you by the hand, and we really want you to believe that it's you see the rest of the world around you and how to interact with it.
Okay. Will there be random events besides the sub goals in the main mission? If yes, are these bigger events or just side quests like stopping a burglar or?
So we have tons of side quests, but none of them are like that actually.
Okay.
We have what we call crowd events, which are really simple events you can take part in, but that's a really small gameplay type. For the side content, we really wanted to tell stories of people, right? So we have more than 120 different what we call Paris stories, where you have lots of different characters that are like unique stories with you. So it's really different and unique each time. We also have 14 murder mysteries in the game, where you have to actually get clues, analyze murder scenes, and find the culprit. And we also have written riddles, which are written by Nostradamus. It was vision in the past, and then you have to solve the riddles, which are about the places in Paris. So no, the side content is really about unique stories you discover.
Okay. In the game, there's one aspect that's really, really special, and that's the co-op. And is the single player campaign different from the multiplayer one?
Yeah.
And what is the incentive for the player to play both campaigns beside a different story and the possibility to play with friends?
Well, it's a different story, and you play with friends. I do sum it up, right? Because I mean, what else would you want to do? I mean, yes, you need to do some co-op missions though to acquire some specific points, which are skill points that you can only buy in co-op. And then those skill points, well, it's okay, it's light. And then the skill points you can spend to actually buy skills. So that's why you have to do co-op missions. But yeah, I mean, if you play just a single player story, you will have the story of Arno, his life, how he becomes an assassin, his love affair with Elise, a Templar woman. And if you play with your friends, it's more the assassins versus the Templars, and you will see also that story with the guild. You see other historical characters. You should play both for the story, but also for the customization and upgrade of the character as well.
Okay. Will there be competitive modes, or is the multiplayer co-op only?
Sorry, say that again?
Are there competitive modes?
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Or
yeah.
is it just...
No, we just go up this time around. We really wanted to focus on the story and make sure we could deliver on having that experience shared with friends.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about the companion app for mobile devices?
Yeah, well, we have a very cool companion app that helps us do lots of stuff. You can do missions on the fly with the companion app. You have lots of data on the companion app, so you have all the database. You have access to all the maps. You can play with your friends and pinpoint the locations. So you have a direct synchronization from the gameplay to the companion app. It's a really nifty tool, and lots of the missions, they have you thinking of stuff like the murder mysteries and the riddles, so you can download them onto your companion app and then solve them and then come back in the game and say, oh, that's what the solution, because I could do it in my companion app. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share any new information about the season pass content? First of all, about Assassin's Creed Chronicles China.
I can only talk about AC. I don't know about the rest. Sorry.
On a more personal note, what do you think will be the best part of Assassin's Creed Unity when the game will launch?
Well, Paris. I think the setting is just amazing. I think it's the first time we see a city that big with that scope, that breadth. So I think that's what people would notice first, and then the rest will follow. The openness of the mission, the core gameplay, the co-op. I think everything is really cool. But Paris is by far the star of the game.
Okay. Thank you for the interview.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.